The Greatest Story Ever Told, a Love Story. Written by Rebe James. Narrated by Rebe James. Chapter 1. 10 BCE. Slow down, Princess, or I swear I'll bring these walls down around us both. The aging man looked out of breath, but in truth he was overacting for the sake of his charge. The waif had escaped through the rear portico of one of the outbuildings and was now bounding down the steps which led past the courtyard and onto the maze of side streets. Miriam stole a glance behind her and saw Tita struggling to keep up. His face was unusually reddened, but it was unclear if this was due to physical strain or the fact that he was displeased with her. She slowed her pace and waited for him to catch up. "I'm sorry, Tita. I know I promised I wouldn't go out like this without your permission, but I really couldn't take it any more." Princess Miriam Bat Helios did her best to stand her ground. She was the daughter of Prince Alexander Helios and Hannah ben Yeshua, both of whom had sadly predeceased her. She was a Davidian through her father's Abionite lineage and an Aaronite Zachodian through her mother's. Her grandfather, Yeshua III, had been high priest in Jerusalem before he was executed by Herod. Miriam was intelligent, accomplished, and deeply compassionate, a true credit to her aristocratic lineage, at least most of the time. At present, she was dressed as a beggarly waif. Her chestnut tresses were deliberately stuffed under her simply cut boy's wig, and she had taken pains to smudge both her arms and face with a convincing mixture of dirt and grime. I swear, if I have to listen to one more of Cousin Shirin's dissertations of Eleazar's attributes, or hear another anecdote of his brilliant escapades under the grand tutelage of great Uncle Simon, I am going to explode. Does she honestly think I don't remember this exact conversation from my last visit here?
I think your assiduous cousin is dedicated to her mission of persuading you to accept her firstborn son, and I doubt she'll relent until she has your agreement on the matter.
Well, I can assure you with absolute certainty there is no chance of that happening.
So you keep saying, Tita acknowledged his charge matter-of-factly. He had no intentions of letting her off the hook so easily, though. And don't delude yourself into thinking her very predictable behavior in any way justifies you putting yourself at such unconscionable risk this morning.
Miriam's expression was one of dismay. I don't understand, Tita. You agreed that since we were returning to Seaforth tomorrow, I could spend this afternoon in the village ministering to those in need.
What I agreed to, young lady, is that I would take you to the square, and if, perchance, we came across someone in need, we might befriend and assist them.
Tita, Miriam quipped sarcastically, we are in Cana in the 22nd year of the despicable Roman admirer. Of course there are vagabonds in the square in need of our assistance. Are you deliberately trying to renege on your word? The jut of her chin and puffed-out chest she presented, with arms crossed and eyes set, made for an adorable picture of a wronged victim, and Tita had to curb his impulse to laugh.
I'm not reneging on anything, Princess. I'm merely looking out for your safety, something you seem utterly oblivious to, and something I happen to be completely responsible for.
I am not a child, Tita. Her guttural growl was heartfelt. And if you insist on treating me as such, so help me, I will—
You will what?
Within seconds, Tita had blocked her path in the narrow alley and was staring at her with such purpose Miriam was at a loss to continue. When she failed to speak, he prodded again.
You will what?
Defeated, Miriam threw up her hands in anger. Nothing, she whispered defiantly, recognizing her voice would carry in the constricted passageway between her cousin's townhome and their neighbors. Are you satisfied? I will do nothing. I am a powerless pawn who seeks to please everyone, who is at the mercy of everyone. Heaven forbid I should do anything to dishonor the name of my father, or disgrace the great houses of Maccabees or Hanil. The disappointment in her eyes was enough to melt Tita's resolve, and his displeasure with her evaporated as quickly as it had formed.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?